In this video, I'd like to show you how to estimate calculations. Before I do that, some things that you need to know. Right, if I asked you the question, what is 1 divided by 0.5? In other words, how many halves go into 1? How many halves go into 1? That's 2. 2 halves make a 1. So how many halves go into 2? Answer's 4. Or if you think about it like this, how many 50p pieces goes into £1? That's 2. How many 50p pieces go into £2? 4. So it seems like when you divide by a half, that number doubles. So how many halves go into 100? 100 divided by half will be 200. Right. How many 0.2 is going to 1? That's like saying how many 20p pieces goes into 1. So 1 divided by 0.2 would be 5. So dividing by 0.2 is the same as multiplying that number by 5. So 2 divided by 0.2 is the same as doing 2 times 5. It's 10. So how many 20p pieces goes into £2? It's 10. You also need to know how to do rounding to 1 SF. So to round to 1 SF, look at the second digit. Always look at the second digit. This one has an exception. Don't look at the first one, look at the second one and ask yourself the question, is it 5 or more? If it is, the 9 will round up. So 9 becomes a 10. So 98, that's around about 100. Look at the second digit, is it 5 or more? If it is, round the 7 up, it becomes 8, and then put the zeros there. So 763 is around about 800. Right, look at the second digit, is it 5 or more? Nope. So keep it the same, keep the first digit the same, and then put the 50 there. Right. In this case, this is the second digit, you ignore the 0. Look at the second digit, ask yourself the question, is it 5 or more? Yes, it is. So the 1 becomes a 2, that becomes 0.2. So these numbers have been rounded to 1 SF. Now we can start looking at the estimating work. So before you start estimating, round each and every number to 1 SF. So we looked at that already. That was round to 1 SF, that was 100, and that's 10. So 100 times 10, 1,000. Choose a different color. Right, now next one. That's 100, round to 1 SF. That is a 5, so 100 divided by 5, 20. I should really put the symbol here. That means approximately. So that is approximately equal to 20. Next, that's 50, that was 0.2. So 50 times 0.2, I'll just do 50 times 2 first, that's 100. And there's only one digit after the decimal point in the question, so put one digit after the decimal point. We've got one digit after the decimal point, the answer is 10. Next we have 196, that's 200. Round to 1 SF, that's 0.5. So 200 divided by 0.5, we've seen this already. When you divide by 0.5, you double that number, that'll be 400. 9.9 squared, well 9.9 round to 1 SF is 10, that's 10 squared times 2, that's 100 times 2, that's approximately equal to 200. Right, round that to 1 SF again, so you have square root of 100 divided by 2. Square root of 100 is 10, you got 10 divided by 2, that's 5. So that's going to be, rounding to 1 SF, that'll be 800, that'll be 40, and that'll be 80. So 800 times 40, 8 times 4 is 32, and 3 zeros, divided by 80. So 0 knocks at 0, so you've got 3,200 divided by 8, 3,200 divided by 8, 8 into 32 goes 4 times 0, 0. So that's 400. Next. That's around about 20. That's 10. 20 times 10 is 200. Divided by 0.5. Remember, when you divide it by 0.5, you double the answer. Double that, sorry. That's 400. Finally, well, it's almost the same. That there is 200. So you've got 200 divided by, round that to 1 SF, that's 0.2. And remember, just a while ago, at the beginning of the video, I said if you divide by 0.2, you times by 5. You times that by 5. So 200 times a 5 is 1,000. So that there is approximately 1,000.